Welcome to segment 3 of this multi-part presentation on the basics of argumentation. We want to talk briefly about the three dimensions of logical thought, and specifically our attempts to describe the patterns of inference, evaluate them in terms of their strength or weakness, and finally identify the rules we can abstract from strong inferences. These rules will guide us in our own attempts to construct worthwhile arguments. Here's a schematic illustrating the descriptive, evaluative, and normative dimensions of logic. Take a look at it. The three dimensions of logical thinking interest us principally for the third, the normative. That's the one that merits our attention since it points to the rules by which we can reason convincingly. To use a monetary metaphor, it has cash value. We should also note that the other two dimensions, the descriptive and the evaluative, are necessary stages for arriving at the normative. We'd never get to the rules unless we first described the patterns of reasoning and then assess them. Right now, we need to briefly note an important distinction between formal and informal logic. In this course, we're principally concerned with informal, everyday logic, but we'll have an opportunity at the end of the course to look at some highly important elements in formal logic, sometimes also referred to as symbolic logic. Formal logic is a highly developed system of proof construction which operates with symbols and well-defined inferential rules. Here's an example of an argument that has been rendered in propositional logic. Looks something like math, right? Don't be intimidated. By the end of the course, you'll be quite comfortable with the arguments like this, which, by the way, is technically known as contraposition. The symbols represent logical relationships. The letters represent propositions. But we'll be spending most of our time with informal logic, where there are no formal languages and very few symbols. We can use any natural language, such as Spanish or English or Arabic or Chinese, to construct informal arguments. To underscore what we said earlier, informal logic is completely about the logical relations among statements that express our beliefs. So it's completely about inferences. It's really just about ordinary reasoning, which can be very powerful when conducted logically. Here you see a few examples of the application of logical thinking in the courtroom, in the living room, the classroom, on Wall Street, at a medical clinic, etc. Basically, you can find logical thinking wherever you find humans. Please continue now to segment 4 in this multi-part video. Thank you.